A story of endurance, perseverance, fitting culture is told in the 20th century, around 1914, 1913 there. This story involved a certain great adventurer who was called Shackleton, or Shackleton, how you pronounce it. In the 20th century, he set to make a great world tour that was termed as a tactic adventure. Now, this was the most dangerous kind of adventure that somebody will think of, and not only dangerous, also very, very expensive. In fact, some way years before, it had only been done by a Norwegian navigator who was called Ronald A. somewhere. Now, he only became the first explorer to reach the polar parts of the Earth. If you are a geographer, you must know Earth, we have the northern pole and the southern pole. So these poles are normally extremely cold. In fact, sometimes we call them the Greenland. Totally very cold. To some extent, instead of soil, instead of rocks, they have the glaciers, they have the ice. That's what is there. So these are most dangerous kind of adventurers somebody will think of. But this great man wanted to explore the world. In fact, I think in his mind he wanted to overcome or to beat the history that had been written by these the first Norwegian explorer who was called the Roald. Now, this journey was very dangerous, and in fact it needed a ship, and ship that was to sail through these polar regions was very, very expensive. In fact, to that extent, around 1913, 1914, you can imagine when what was the kind of economy by then. This was the time when the World War was at least upwelling, coming up. The First World War, if you remember those historians, this is the time the world was struggling with the Cold War and kind of war. So the First War was a bit upwelling, meaning that most of the countries concentrated on how to protect themselves, how to collect the finances, and also how to make sure that if they are to engage in wars, how are they going to protect their development or economical situation. Now, here comes an explorer, the Shackleton, who had this idea. Now, because of his passion, because of his reasons, because of the proposals he wrote, most of the societies, like the geographical societies, came in to contribute. The ships came in to contribute. The government also contributed a little bit, and one built this boat or built this sailing ship that cost almost 250,000 US dollars. By then, that was a very, very expensive money, especially as per now. Now, in 1914, Shackleton and a crew of 27 men, meaning that he ended up recruiting certain men to help him in this dangerous journey. They went through the Weddell Sea. Those who study the map, you can know where the Weddell Sea, especially the southern part of America, the southern part of the world. Here, there is a sea called the Weddell Sea on the tour. 30 ton of ship had been constructed. The ship was so heavy and very expensive indeed. And remember how it was constructed. It was also when the people were struggling the economy. But this did not stop the Shackleton in carrying on this. So he ended up recruiting this gentleman to help him with this journey. Now, November, we are told that in November 21st, that's 1915, the crew watched as the ship sunk in frigid waters of the Weddell Sea. Remember, these places are very cold, so the ship was stranded. For how many months? You can imagine. The ship got stranded there for almost 11 months. So these people had to survive. You can imagine you are stranded somewhere in the midst of the ice. Your ship is closed or covered by ice. You cannot do anything, you cannot get out and all that. But because of their power or ability to use the skills and survival nature, they had some emergency boats. We call them the lifeboats within the ship. So they had to use these lifeboats, leave their ship there, and sail over miles and miles seeking for help. Almost 800, 900 miles. You can imagine how many kilometers are those to seek for help, of which they did by the end of the day. Now, in short, this story, first of all, the journey was very dangerous. The journey was very expensive. The journey had nothing like, in fact, the survival rate, the probability of surviving was almost zero. But what made these 27 men to decide and come to join Shackleton in this journey? It is the power of endurance, the power of perseverance. People who understood the reason as to why they were to carry this journey. Were they motivated? What are the factors that motivated them? What are the things that really made them carry this serious, dangerous, most expensive journey? Even though the return, because payment, they were not supposed to be paid, they were not going to gain anything, but what really motivated them? Before we continue further, make sure you visit my Facebook page, that is Common Sense Isn't Common. Please follow me, like me, share the page. Go to YouTube channel, is called Andedo Mark. Once you type Andedo, Mark will come. Please subscribe to the channel. Give me your thumb up if you like my presentations. Please comment. If you have a question, you can also post there. Email address andedomark@yahoo.com. Also, you are free to inbox me. I have nothing to hide. At 254 plus 254 71122 3525. That is WhatsApp number. Welcome to this channel. Today it's our 18th episode in our Tuesday class job market. Today our theme is all about endurance, perseverance, but I have given it a different title. One common thing that leaders share. You can be a leader of your family, you can be a leader at your workplace, you can be a supervisor of your staff, you can be a team leader, you can be a class rep. All these things, we call them leaders. So long as you have the potential to direct, you have the potential to talk to somebody, you have the potential to motivate somebody, you are a leader. You have a potential to friend somebody, you are a leader. Now, what are the common factor that you should share with other people? That's what we are talking about today. So today our theme is all about the common thing that common leaders share. What is this small thing? According to the short story that I've told you there, one common thing is that great leaders have the power to hire people who can fit into their culture. You know, for you as a leader, for you as a company, you are a recruiting company. It means that this is a reason. And this reason, in previous presentations, I called it a why. Remember, we have three things that move the world. We have the whys, we have the how, and then we have the whats. Why, I told you, is that motivating factor that makes you wake up every morning to do the same thing every day, consistently. That is a why. Now, this why is a system. Now, if you go to the step of initiating the system or initiating your whys, it becomes a how. How is how you do your things, the system, the way you follow to achieve the result. The result are what we call the what. Now, today, I want to talk about one quality about the leaders. They make their whys be known by people. When their whys are known by a person, they buy the idea of that why. Now, if you have a person who can buy your idea of why, this person becomes the best fit of your system. Now, that's what I'm talking about in short. Great leaders have the power to let their whys be known, understood by people, and then they only choose, or only people who will fit into why will be ready to join you. So for the better part of the interviews we do, in most cases, they only depend on the academic qualifications, they talk of the abilities, they talk of the skills, they talk of the experiences. But all these things are skills. They are physical. Anything physical can be learned. Now, you might get a candidate with all these qualifications, but by the end of the day, this person still fails to fit into your culture. You sometimes get surprised. Somebody has graduated in engineering first class. Somebody is tall, dark, handsome, physical, a man of valor, ladies of pillars, But give them work to do. They do it first month, second month, then they lose the attitude and the morale goes and performance becomes poor. You end up wondering what happens. You graduated from the most expensive university around the world, the first class, the top grade. How comes you can't perform? No, the mistake is not for the staff. The mistake is for you, the recruiter. Why? You never recruited the attitude. You recruited the skills. Skills have no problem. You recruit the right attitude, you recruit the right fitting culture. When somebody buys your why, the attitude comes in. This attitude is the motivator of the performing, of the delivery and the development. This is not only about employment. Even in school when you are learning, make sure that you are friending people who fit into your culture. People who believe in what you believe in. This belief is what we call the why, because it's the driving force. You cannot friend somebody who has an opposite direction, an opposite belief, an opposite vision of what you are visioning. So that's why we say birds of the same feather flock together. Why? It's not feather, the physical feather you are thinking of. This feather is a disguised word in terms of the why. Because there must be a reason as to why you go to school. There must be a reason as to why you go to work. Not only for payment for money. Don't talk about that. If you are asked during the interview, what is your reason of looking for work to do? Don't ever say because of payment. No, you will be X'd out. We don't work because of money. There must be a factor. Example, personally, I work because I have to support my mom. I have to support my sister. I have also to develop and prepare for the future life. This is more than money, part of it, you know. Money is also part of it, but majorly there must be a reason. I want to support people also. So if I have people who also have the same reason, they are also working because they want to support somebody else, we come into a fitting factor. So people of the same attitude, or leaders, great leaders, have one thing in common: hiring the good fits. Now, their ability to find people who embodied their cause makes it much easier for these leaders to work, for these leaders to perform and to provide great leadership. Even the friends you are friending, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. Because in our mind, we normally expect that your circle, the people you relate with, there must be a common thing. You cannot, for example, relate with a drug addict, yet for you, you are beating yourself drums, wanting people to believe that you don't take drugs. That is hulabaloo. Why? Because friends indirectly shows your fitting culture. Are we together? So if you have nothing in common, you cannot relate with somebody. Let's put it as basic as that. Now, leaders or great leaders hire the attitude. They don't hire the skills. I've told you skills can be learned, skill can be experienced, skill can be designed, skill can be taught. However, if you lack the reason, if you lack that motivating factor, you lack the passion in fitting area. Remember, everybody has a passion of something. Everybody wants good life, yes, but are you having that attitude to fit into that culture? Which culture? For example, it's a sacrifice. My culture is saving. I want to save because I am targeting something. Now, anybody who friends me, if has no culture of saving, we won't rhyme. Are you getting me? Those are I'm giving simple, normal examples that happen in our day-to-day life. If you are a man who is result-oriented, you are 100% perfectionist, it's very difficult to date a lady who cannot fit into that culture. We call it compatibility. Yes, not 100% yes, but at least to a greater percentage, you must be fitting in terms of attitude, not skills, not experiences, no. Now remember, you may be skilled, you may be knowledgeable, you may have the ability, physically fit, you're a man of valor, but in the opposite, everyone is passionate about something to fit. In the opposite, everybody has a passion, yes, but those who are passionate about what the company believes in, about what you believe in, those are the only fitting people. Now, finding people who believe what you believe leads to smooth success. In short, you want success in life, you want to grow in life, make sure you recruit people around your circle who are fitting into your culture. and that is attitude. Please recruit attitude. Please friend attitude. Please marry attitude. Please work for attitude. Let's continue. Now, if you are able to employ such a group, performance will be there. Social ethics will be so simple to relate with. Personal relationship within the staff will be so simple. Corrective measures will be so much simple to work with. I'm telling you, performance result will be seen. Once you recruit the people who fit into your culture as a company, performance is so simple. And that is why some companies are easily defined as the best employing company, the best performing company, because they were able to recruit the staff who fit into their culture. This culture can be survival, this culture can be sacrifice, this culture can be anything. Now, let's go back to the story of endurance I was telling about. In this Shackleton, with the 27 crew members, even though the journey was dangerous, this journey was 100% or maybe 98% probability no survival, but still he was able to recruit 27 members of the crew members to go for this. The better part of it is that none of them died by the end of those 10 months, by the end of those years of sailing around the polar areas of the world. It was so cold, the environment was so harsh, it was dangerous, it was a journey to unknown places. They did not know the result. In fact, there's nothing they were really expecting. They were going, let's go. If we die, we die. What is, Now, the better part of it is that out of all this time, there was no blame game. Out of this time, there was no man eat man. There was no corruption. There was no fighting. There was no quarreling. There was no, how would you call it? Gayism, There was nothing like that. It was a target, focus, and making sure that they touch the helm of the end result of the journey. That's the better part of that. You can Google that story, you read it. It's a very nice story. It's really encouraging story. And as a leader, as a company, as a HR, as a recruiting officer, these are some of the skills that you should have, especially when you are doing what is called recruitment. Now, let's study Shackleton a little bit. In 1915, what made him to be able to recruit these members? What kind of advertisement did he do as opposed to normal advertisement? Remember, our normal advertisement are normally, this company is looking for a personnel to fill this vacancy. Qualifications must be a graduate. You must be a first class graduate. You must have experience, 5 years experience. You must be able to do blah, blah, blah. You must be a male or a female and all that. This kind of advertisement is vague, and it is high time we change on how we do our advertisement. A time has come where everybody is a graduate. A time has come where everybody is physical, going to gym and physically fit. Health-wise, we are okay. But how comes by the end of the day, these people we recruit after the interview, they are not performing? The reason is we did the wrong advertisement, which brought the wrong recruit members, and then the poor staffs to join our company. What makes the story of Edward remarkable in this expedition? At first, no one died. That one we have talked about that. When we said that this man did advertisement, you see, let's see the example of the advertisement that Shackleton did for him to be able to recruit these members. This is what he was looking for, because he was looking for the people who are ready for the expedition, the people who are ready to explore, not the people who are ready to work, not the people who are expecting the result, not the people who are expecting the pay. No, he wanted the people of the attitude of the same nature of the journey, of the exploration. This is what he did. Men wanted, this is his advertisement, men wanted for hazardous journey, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant dangers, you hear, safe return, doubtful, honor and recognition in case of the success. Look at that advertisement. Let's repeat it. Now, this is how he did the advertisement, and I quote, men wanted for hazardous journey, dangerous, threatening, small wages, bitter colds, long months of complete darkness in terms of Hunger in terms of relationship, it's just total darkness. Constant dangers. You don't know whether you'll be eaten by pythons, bitten by everything, or the sea animals or the whatever animals, no? Then safe return doubtful. Probability of returning safe, we are not sure. There's no surety about that. Then honor in case, and recognition just in case you come back successfully. This is the opposite of the advertisement that common companies make. They keep on making advertisement. Oh, men wanted, graduates wanted, experience 5 years, blah 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 blah. This one, Shackleton did an opposite. Now, with that one in your mind, as an HR, as a recruiter, you are supposed to be able to know how to do your advertisement to get the best fitting stuff. And you will never regret it. Let's go on and say, now, Shackleton only wanted applicant for this ad to be able to read, think, analyze, and decide. Dangers, hazardous, low wages, return safety is doubtful. Then in case you come back safe, you will be recognized. Which recognition? We don't care. So mean the only people who are able to apply for this advertisement were people who are ready to persevere, were people who are ready to endure. In short, they had the attitude for the journey. They had the attitude for the exploration. They had the attitude for the task ahead of them, irrespective of death, irrespective of threats, irrespective of payment, irrespective of success. They were only interested in the journey. The same mindset the owner of the journey was having, and that is Shackleton. The story is so wonderful. Now, when employees belong, when employees will is granted, you know, your success is 100% granted. They will not be working innovatively for themselves. No, sorry, they will not be working innovatively for you or for the company, but they will be working for themselves. Remember how I started. If you know the reason why you go to work, because I want to support my parents, because I want to support my vulnerable siblings, you know, there's a reason. If you also have the same reason, I will not be working for you, but I'll be working in my mind with an attitude of also solving my own problem. If you have a person who works for himself, I am getting experience for myself. I am developing myself. I am coming to work every morning for myself. I will be able to fit into your culture. Success become 100% surety. Great leaders have in common the ability to find good fits for their organizations, those who believe in what they believe in. The goal should be to hire, recruit, join, relate, marry, friend, work with people who believe in what you believe in. If you have a friend who believes in different things and you're still friending that friend, you are at a loose end. If you are a recruiter, recruiting people just because of qualification, the university they were from, when, age, whatever, you are doing unjust kind of things to yourself. Make sure you recruit people who have the same views you have. If everybody buys your whys, it will be so easy to be successful. Great companies don't hire the skilled people, then motivate them. No. We don't hire the skilled people. The best employing company, they don't hire the skills. They hire the attitude. They hire people who are already motivated, and then they only inspire them. Unless you give motivated people the reason as to why they should support you, the reason as to why they should work with you, the reason as to why they should work for your company, the reason as to why they should come early every morning and even work late, you are a company who doesn't give out the reason as to why I should come to your company, work 1 year, 2 years in your company. If you fail to give me your whys, or if you fail to make me understand your whys, there will be no reason why I should friend you. There will be no reason why I should walk with you. There should be no reason why I should visit you during the weekend. There should be no reason why I should stick to your company and work and work and work, because we don't share the same whys. You never made your whys to be known to me so that I should be able to fit into your company. What will happen? I will develop myself, and that is why we put it in short, I am going for greener pasture. Why? Because what is here, I don't rhyme with. What is here, it's not fitting my reasons as to why I should work. I will go out. So in short, this is what people call greener pasture. You go out to look for greener pasture. No, it's not about greener pasture. It's just that you can no longer fit into this working environment. What will happen? Staff will develop themselves, friends will develop themselves, your spouses will develop themselves, then they will leave you there stuck with whoever is left confused with you. And that's the end of the thing. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Be a great leader, be a good motivator, be a good inspirer, be a good person who recruit people who fit in terms of attitude, not the qualifications, not the appearances, not the age, not the beauty. We are looking for recruiters who only look for the attitude, which makes them fit into the system. But you will not know the attitude unless you also explore and let your whys or reasons to be known. When these reasons to be known, the idea is bought. This idea is run by your people who circle you. Otherwise, thank you so much for viewing my video. Make sure you subscribe, support me please, correct wherever possible. We are doing research each and every day. Let's read, let's do research, and let's make sure that this Tuesday class job market becomes the best presentation where we learn in terms of job, study, welfare, personal development. No wonder it's called a class. Then job, and then market. We are so many in the market, but what will make us stand out? Reading, learning, developing, and then we develop the right attitude to the right person. Be a great leader. I wish you all the best, and may God bless you. Let's meet to the next episode, that is episode 19. Bye bye. Thank you for subscribing.